click. Seems to be working okay. So let me just quickly share my screen. Great. So can you all see that okay?
Yep.
Fantastic. So let me just begin. Obviously, we've just done a little bit of an introduction. So as you know, that I used to actually work alongside Sally many moons ago, and my role has actually changed quite a bit recently over the past few years. So I became the membership manager about 3 years ago, where I suddenly became charged of all the membership. So every member account that comes in, to make sure that everything in the process is working smoothly on a day-to-day basis. And I work alongside with Emily, who I'm sure most of you have potentially met at the workshop if you were there down in London last year. When Sally took over the new role as engagement, sorry, not engagement, not as engagement manager.
Partnerships manager.
Keep us right, Josh, what was it?
Partnerships manager.
Partnerships manager, yes, I was engagements. Keep it. It's good to have Josh here today to keep me right. Yes, partnership manager. Thanks, Josh. We decided to kind of split my role into two. So now I'm the membership and volunteer manager. So what we wanted to do was to ensure that, obviously, you know, for all our volunteers, that you know, you still have someone there who is, you know, for any help at all that you need with regards to resources and things. But what we did also want to do was the fact that, because a lot of our staff do work on a hybrid system now, so we're not always in the office, we had to look at resources. We wanted to have a look at a way that our volunteers could have some sort of resource pack that would become available to them, which they could use at the local stalls. It would have, and some of the parts of the resources, which I'll show you in a second, display purposes only, which means that you can take them away with you, but you will also have other resources available that you can hand out to anyone who'd like further information about what we do. So let me just have a quick show of what resources we will be putting into the pack. So this is just a little bit of an idea of the resources that we're going to have available. We're going to have two different types of resource packs as well, but I'll come on to that in a moment. So as you can see here, and maybe some of you have actually used this before, where we have like an A4 stand. We do like these, and we've been told that they work quite well. You can actually collapse them down and put them up, which is good. But we also decided to also have an A5 one as well. So we're going to be creating a smaller stand as well that we can send out to all our volunteers who want them. Alongside that, we've got our quarterly returns. So what we thought would be a good idea is, if with the resource packs themselves for display purposes only, if we sent out like a yearly pack, and then we can update them as and when we needed to do that for you. So we're looking at doing the quarterly returns. So 4, which would be for the full year, 1 every quarter. We'd also have a supporters and investor pack. The supporters and investor pack is an application. So it's an application form for someone to become a member. Now, the reason we call this as a display purposes only is they can be quite expensive. So if someone took them away and didn't use them, then there's really no point in doing that. It just gives people the opportunity to have a look through it and see the type of information that we ask for. So that would come in handy for you know, for people to look at as well. Again, we have the annual review, and which I think, you know, is something that, you know, gives a full year of the organization and the work that we've done. And as you can see on the left-hand side here, we have a little book of fairness, because we do have the children's annual reviews available as well. And again, this is something that anyone can get in contact, members as well. And we can send some of them out to local schools or any, you know, groups at all over the year. And they get updated quite a bit as well. So we do have a lot of new ones of those available as well, which I know that a lot of the children like. And then we also have the mid-inquiry pack. So these ones have been updated. And like I said, there's 2 different types of resources that we're going to have available. We're going to have just a regular resource, which volunteers use quite a lot. We're also going to have a faith one as well, because we really thought it was a good idea to have a type of resource that can go into the local churches as well. So I'll show you a little bit about how that's going to look. So in here, as you can see, this just gives you a little bit of an example. So we have a mid-inquiry packs that are available, and on the right-hand side, we have the regular one that we can, that you can put onto the stalls. But on the other side, on the left-hand side, if I can zoom in a little bit, as you can see, we have a proverb there, and it's just really good to have something, on that as a faith resource for the local churches as well. So we've made 2 different types of pack depending on what you would like available for yourselves with those. And again, it's the same with the inserts as well. So these are going to be available for people to actually take away with them. So you'll notice the ones that you can keep, because we'll have like a little stamp that say display purposes only, and the other ones that won't, you'll be able to hand them out to people. And again, with the faith, we have another proverb on the front there as well, which we think is quite nice. But also you can give us your opinions at the end to let us know what you think of those. And that's pretty much it with regards to the resources. But what I did want to say as well is we do also update the resource library a lot. So as it gets updated, the link always changes. So if you do have any resources online that you'd like to capture from ourselves, just get in contact with volunteers and we'll be able to send you a new link. And again, that comes with the actual packs as well. What we are going to be putting in the packs as well, we're going to have like a folder. So the folder is going to be quite neat. We are looking at sustainable folders at the moment to get where all the information on that will be in there for you to carry around. You'll get to keep those. So once they become available, we'll be able to get them sent out to you. So I'm just going to hand you quickly over to Josh, and Josh is going to tell you a little bit about the social media side and how you can get involved with that. Thanks, Josh.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alan. So we currently have a presence on a handful of different social media platforms. So these include Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Recently, we have been posting a lot more frequently on these platforms, but in particular, I wanted to mention that YouTube is growing quite quickly, and videos are being published on our YouTube channel almost on a weekly basis. On YouTube, we do have our Meet Our Customers series, which includes conversations we have with the producers we support with member investments, as well as a new series called Feed Me Fairtrade, which actually includes a member of our team who you might know, Sally, and she takes part in she's very good actually. She's a little star. She does baking and cooking videos, basically inspired by the producers that we work with, or using the ingredients that they actually help to produce. So this content, it's unique and it's really valuable to us to have, because as you might know, videos are a very effective storyteller. So our videos, they offer a real insight into the stories and perspectives of the people who we are supporting. And so sharing these videos is actually a really simple yet powerful thing that you can do to raise awareness of what we do and kind of why we do it. Of course, there's also other things that you can do to support us on social media, such as, just simply following us, or, subscribing to us if you use YouTube. So that basically just keeps you in the loop, keeps you up to date with like anything new we post. You'll just kind of receive it and you'll see it straight away. You can like our posts, or you can share or retweet our posts. So sharing would involve, you could send a link to a friend or a family member, or you could, just reshare it on your own profile for people to see. Or if you are in a group or a page or a forum, on Facebook, or, for example, you could share it on there and just kind of like increase the visibility of that particular piece of content. As you can see, we go by Shared Interest Society on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as a username to search for. And we just go by Shared Interest on Twitter and YouTube. I would also just like to mention Linktree, which is a new platform for us, which essentially brings together all of our profiles in one place. So whatever you do use online, this one link can be used to kind of like meet us there quite easily. So you just see it there, just highlighted in green. So when you hand out the physical materials, thank you, Alan. So when you hand out physical materials, such as the volunteer, the resource pack, I believe you might have a document holder as well. And this will actually contain a QR code, which is basically something that you can scan, which sends people to this page, which basically consolidates all of our key pages in one place. So it really takes away any of the heavy lead work you need to do in terms of like, what's the name on this social media account? What's the name on this? So it's kind of like people can kind of just visit on their own accord and just kind of like have that, easy access to whatever information they need from us using this one link. Can you move on to the next page, Alan, please? Is that okay? Thank you. Yeah, so tags. So hashtags and tags, these are just some elements that you can add to your posts that will help increase its visibility. So these particular features do apply to Facebook, but there are a bunch of other elements you can add to your posts if you use any other social media platform that will increase the quality and the reach, so how many people are able to see it. And if you do want to check out the presentation that I'll send to you following this workshop, it'll give you a bit more information on if there's any particular platform you use more, such as LinkedIn or YouTube. There's a visual step-by-step of how you can follow us and how you can share content and how you can post content. So I've just kind of like broken that down, and obviously if you do need any further support, then don't hesitate to contact us. So yeah, some of the key hashtags you can use are volunteer for a fairer world and hashtag shared interest vols. So again, this will kind of just help kind of help us to identify when our volunteers have posted something, but also to help whatever you want to post kind of align with our brand, so people kind of know that it's from shared interest. And again, as you can see here, these are the hashtags we use quite regularly. So invest in a fairer world, for justice, not profit, fair trade, and finance with a human face. So we feel like these hashtags really kind of reflect what we're all about. And again, it's just about being able to kind of identify what we post, because there's just so much content out there at the moment. So it's a way of just cutting through the noise. Can you move on? Oh, actually, no, that's the last page. So yeah, there was just a bit about events as well. So if any of you did want to identify any events that are happening in your local area, or if you wanted to set up any event pages on social media, then you can get in touch with us at volunteers@shared-interest.com, and we'll be able to support you in that. But generally, websites like Facebook, Eventbrite as well, and Google are very good at setting up like event pages. And then from there you can kind of like raise some awareness of that. And again, we'll be able to help you with raising some awareness of any event that you want to run. So yeah, I hope that's given you a bit of an insight into some of the ways that you can kind of get involved in what we do on social media. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for that. So yeah, so I'm just going to stop sharing the screen, and just if anyone has any questions, I know that's quite a lot of information that we've
Sorry
actually just mentioned over to you, but if you have any questions at all, by all means, we'll just open the floor to you.
So you're going to send us the resource pack?
So what we can do, John, is if you just send an email to volunteers of which resource pack you would like sent to you, it's not a problem to do that. Like I say, we will update them as and when needed. If you are doing a stall which is going to be maybe a bigger stall with you expect more people, because normally at the moment we're only putting like for inserts about 10 inserts in each thing, but if you need more than that, that's not a problem for us to send more to you as well. We've also done another resource pack just for members, so that if any members at all that may be interested in using them for the local churches or groups, again, we can send them out to them as well. So we really want to use these resource packs. I think it's a better way of using more resources, but also maintaining for the cost as well.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions at all?
Haven't got any questions, but just to say that was really useful. Just in terms of knowing what resources are available. And I think having the two aspects, having the standard resources and then also the faith resources, given that quite often it's faith-based organisations that you're contacting,
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense. No, that's excellent.
Fantastic.
And thank you, Josh. That was a very comprehensive but understandable social media. So that's excellent. So thank you very much for that. Thank you.
I have to say, Josh, I don't use social media at all. But there was a bit of inspiration in what you said. So
no worries. Well, I mean, so for some things like YouTube, you don't need an account. So if you did want to kind of just have a bit of an insight into what we do and some of the little extra bits that we're putting together, like the little recipe videos, then I'm sure we can put them into the newsletter and a little link. And so it doesn't need to be anything too complex. No. Just being able to receive it and be involved in it, I think, is nice enough. Because there's just a lot going out, and it's nice, I guess, to feel connected to the impact that you guys are having on the organization. So thank you for trying to comprehend some of the
content. But like Josh said as well, excuse me, with regards to anyone who's maybe at your local stalls or local groups, if they are interested in finding a little bit more about social media, like yourself, John, who doesn't use social media, you just say, well, just click on this barcode here and you'll be able to then direct them to the actual platforms available to them, just make it that little bit easier as well.
Yeah, just as simple as that. Just whip your camera out and just scan this code. That's probably the best way forward. Yeah.
Like I say, I mean, this is all new, and with regards to the resources as well, it is quite a new thing that we'll start to do. So if you do feel that maybe something else would be better to go into the resources, or let us know, because again, we can update that on a yearly basis, and it's something that we can keep looking at. And if you need more resources, just get in contact with myself at Emily on the volunteer at email address, and we'll be able to get them sent out to you. But like I said, there's something that, if you want even 2 different types of resources, one that has the faith and one of the standard ones, again, we can do that as well for you.
I think it is useful just to use those as a sample so that you know what's available, and then if you want to order more for events and things, that can be helpful.
Exactly, Ruth. Yeah, I mean, I know there was quite a lot of volunteers who at the time had said, I've got a lot of resources left back, I don't know what to do with them, and obviously we wouldn't want them back because there's no point. So we kind of thought, at least that way, if there's resources that you can use time and time again as a display purposes, you will get people who will still take them away. These things happen. Just get back in contact and we can send more out to you. But like I say, we're looking at folders at the moment that will say resource pack volunteer on it. They're quite suave. They're not expensive, but we're looking for something that we can put it in just for you to carry about, to make it that little bit easier for everyone as well.
And I think the A5 stand is useful, because when you've got a table, it's just having different heights, isn't it? You don't want everything just flat. So you can have some flat, and also people will notice it more if they're actually walking past.
Exactly.
Because there's the height as opposed to it being flat on the table. So it's a good idea for that.
Fantastic. Great.
Yep.
Any other questions? No, that's great. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to quickly stop recording now.